I'm always a fan of taking requests for shows to watch and delve into to kind of open up, my mind, or ones that I've even missed before in the past. And this one actually came from a good buddy of mine who really wanted me to watch this. And when I seen the plot synopsis and the genre and like related shows like Black Lagoon, or Gungrave, I had to delve into this. So Gangsta, it's a pretty damn solid series. You've got this like world, and they're almost in like a European Paris, France, Italy type of town, which our main characters, which is Nicholas, who is a deaf Twilight, which we'll get into Twilights in a minute, and his buddy Warwick, who they are these group of two dudes called handymen, and they're pretty much mercenaries for hire. And on the side, Warwick is also a gigolo 2 days a week. And pretty much the mob contracts these guys and they take care of things. And it's definitely not one that's, you're going to easily accept and like understand the path that the story is taking. Twilights, for instance, are these like superhumans they're pretty much born from this special drug, but they're almost treated like second-class citizens because normals, which are just the normal people, fear them because they're stronger, they're more powerful, but the thing is their life expectancy is usually only around 30 years. But we meet a couple side characters through this story, like Alex, who is this woman who was a prostitute for this bad guy named Barry, and she's got this own thing to get back to as well. Like, that's the common thread of this whole story, is pretty much every single person that's a main cast, and even some side characters, have these things that they're trying to tackle and get closure on for the most part. Like, Alex is trying to look for her brother and get her memories back. Warwick's just trying to pretty much get everything back to normal. And Nicholas, he's got revenge on his papa, but I won't get too much into the plot because I really want you guys to watch this series. It feels almost as if while the story's going along, they give you glimpses and inserts throughout of like past events and youth instead of just dedicating a whole episode to it. They intertwine the story moving forward and you get the past as well. It's kind of a neat directorial thing, I think, that they do, obviously probably based with the manga. May not be, never read it. I do know that Monglobe did this series and it ended up being 12 episodes and the studio went bankrupt. So as much as I hate to say this series went from like an 8.5 to 9 to just a solid 8 for me. If you're not really also into endings that are, it's not an ending, this is going to be a tough one for you. However, from what I do understand is that the manga has been continuated and is going forward. So if you don't want to get disappointed by an ending and you don't want to read the manga, don't watch this. This is my forewarning. However, I still would recommend watching this going into it. It has this vibe that, like I said earlier, it feels almost as if it's going on as we speak. Not just kind of like, oh, here's a past event, here's this event. The action scenes are pretty damn well done. And it's got like almost a noir-esque, obviously gangster vibe to it, where you can't really trust any character. And it keeps you on your toes and also wanting to know what the heck is going to happen next. Sure, it is somewhat predictable, but the way they, like I said, set it out is so damn fantastic. You can't even whine about it. However, I have a couple characters I have gropes with, but for the most part, every character in the show is put together strategically and fits together all the way through. They all have a point, they all, a premise, and it really sucks that it had to end like that. Even when I got to the last episode, I was like, what? That's it? I was not happy, but I'm going to be picking up this manga and continue off because I need to know what happens. I need that closure, and there is a little bit of, obviously, like I said, prostitution and just how screwed up this town is. There's a organization pretty much that wants to hunt down the Twilights, and it hasn't happened for 15 years, and it just really builds to this. And the fact that we get that ending is just so heartbreaking. It is so heartbreaking, but I'm glad we got it though, because now I got a new series to pick up and read the manga and just enjoy it, you know? The only other thing I could really possibly think of that might have anything, you know, to do with just you're enjoying pleasure. I read a lot of reviews on my anime list, and they are not, besides that ending, like I said, the story continuity, a lot of people don't understand who like the main characters and the plot are, like the protagonist. Now that is one thing that I feel like, unless you're like really delving into it, might be a little hard, because obviously as we're introduced to Nicholas and Warwick being the protagonist, they do have a dark side to them, and they don't always do the right thing. And you know, Alex is, you could consider her a main, but she's not really a main, and we spread throughout. However, I am pretty sure that Warwick and Nicholas are the MCs, and we follow their path and everything that goes along with it. Furthermore, it's definitely one that I honestly, truly, wholeheartedly recommend. And you know, if that's a problem with that ending and everything, don't watch it. But hey, like I said, 8 out of 10. Really happy with it. Really sucks it didn't end, or it ended. And you know, that's just the curse that sometimes we get in studios, sadly, and it won't stop. So who knows? Hopefully, now that the manga's back picked up, we might get a finale to this amazing summer 2015 anime. But with that being said, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, and if you're feeling real generous, hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to me. This has been Squids, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.